Hello ladies, that time of the week again, Tuesday the 19th of April. Where is the week's gone? Just finished Tuesday evening's class, so that's a full house of this week. Super proud of everyone for getting there, good, bad or indifferent weeks. No cancellations this week, bar a couple of cases of COVID in the group. But no one dodged the bullet or dodged the scales this week, which is absolutely brilliant. We live and learn that running and hiding results in sometimes next week only putting on more weight, that we don't really get a chance to regroup from last week, and we think I'm going to be really good this week. So it's always good to know, face the music no matter what. And I'm super proud of everyone for doing that. Fantastic weight loss. If we stay the same or if we put on, that is okay. 100% okay. This is a new week, new changes and new challenges. What's going on in a week can come off in a week, but we really need to knuckle down and start making changes and start making a difference. That's really key. What you put in is what you'll get out, like anything in life. If you only give the program 60-70%, that's all that we can expect to get back. Throw yourself into deep end this week, go for the 100%, and you'll get 100% rewards and 100% payback. Okay, what a good feeling that is. So this week's talk is, and I'd encourage us all to keep our food diary really, really key. Right as you go is important. It's those little things, so it could be the cakes, it could be the biscuits, not necessarily the Easter egg from this week. And when you keep your food diary, I was able to give you the feedback on that as well. Also drinking your 2 litres of water, absolutely key, okay? Try and get a bit of exercise in this week as well. But this week's talk is titled How to Stay Mentally Healthy During Stressful Times. Nobody in their right mind goes out looking for stress. It has a way of finding us. It could be before we get out of bed in the morning, there could be a text message, it could be a phone call, it could be an email, it could be on the way down the stairs, we see letters in the letterbox, there could be bills, we see maybe a harp on one. It could be go out, start the car doesn't start, there's a puncture when the kids doesn't wake up well, we might not wake up well, might wake up tired. All this is stress. The life that we live now, everyone is just highly strung and really, really stressful. As I said, nobody in their right mind goes looking for it. It's just in the camera. Nobody in their right mind goes looking for it, but it does have a way of finding us. For me personally, mental health is just important, if not more important than physical health. Obviously physical health, and that we're all on a weight loss journey, and we realise that carrying weight does have health, let's say, side effects. So like diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and we're worried that losing weight we're going to reduce our chances of that. But mental health, sometimes we dismiss our own mental health, even though it's really out there, and it's great that it is out there, that it's not that stigma anymore. Oh, she's depressed, or just snap out of it. If it was easy to snap out of it, we would just do it, but it's not that simple. Mental stress, hormones, all that is in there. So we really need to look after, just as every day we have look after ourselves physically, that we wash, we dress, and put on a bit of makeup, put on our jewellery, whatever that is. Likewise, you also have to look after your mental health. Weight loss and weight gain starts in the mind, so we really have to make sure that we're in tune and that we're grounded with that. So as it just says there in the talk, humans like control and we like being in charge. So when I threw that question out in the groups, the words that came back was that feeling of control. It's great, it's powerful. When you're in control of a situation, generally we know the outcome, or we can kind of plan ahead in our minds. But when we don't have that charge, it's a bit like, as I shared in the groups, every Saturday one of us in the family takes a turn of it. It could be coffee, going to the farm, whatever that it might be. And usually when it's my brother's turn, I was getting quite stressed. They don't have children. He's not aware of time. He's not aware that I have to be back to put Riyadh down for his nap, and the structure that goes with having a young baby. And we all have our different things, our different structure and different routines that we need to be there for. And I was getting really stressed when it was his turn to organise. I was nearly jumping in and taking charge of that as being my week. I can't control it, and I was feeling in limbo, that I had no control in that situation. But sometimes you just have to roll with it. When we can be in control, take the bull by the horns and really grab what's yours and be in control and be in that moment. Stress is primarily driven by that lack of control, lack of predictability, of not knowing what's going to happen, or fear or harm to ourselves or to somebody that we love. So like during COVID, and still for me, I'm quite scared of getting COVID, because I obviously don't know how my body's going to react to it. I'm scared of Sam getting it, I'm scared of Riyadh getting it, I'm scared of my mum getting it. But all I can do is really just make sure that we're all safe. But like that fear or harm that can happen to us or someone close to us. So one, we need to really prioritise sleep hygiene. That's really key. This is the third time this year, only in the end of April, that we've talked about how important sleep is. So just like personal hygiene, sleep hygiene is key. 6 to 8 hours a night is really key. If we're struggling with that, get to the root of why we're not great sleepers. Talk to our doctor about it. Also try and have a rest period during the day. So if you have a chance to have a nap before 40 winks, great. If not, try and have 10 minutes, sit in the car, sit in the locker room at work, sit in the bathroom if you have to, just those couple of minutes just to give yourself that downtime, that we're not maybe listening to someone else's problem on break or different things. That time for you just to give the brain a quick little sleep during the day is really, really key. Develop a restful and relaxing bedtime. So again, I'm just relating this to Riyadh, and we've all been there, either as ourselves as children or our own children or grandchildren, that like that he has his playtime, then he has his bath, then a story, and then lights out, and he knows that that's sleep, because again, that's the routine. It's the same thing every night. So for us, we need to have that restful and relaxing bedtime. If you go to bed at 10 o'clock, no phones after 9. That blue light is a trigger, and it triggers our circadian rhythm, our body clock, which is just here in the brain. So when it starts getting dark naturally, that is our body's telling us that we should rest and we should go to bed. So it could be spraying lavender, it could be lighting incense, light a candle, having a bath, whatever that is, but have that relaxing time. So when you go to bed, you're not lying there thinking of something after reading or seeing on the phone or maybe on the TV and reliving it then through the night and having a really restless night's sleep. Have that downtime, so when you get into bed, that you're ready for sleep, that you're not getting into bed fully wired and then just lying there maybe for a couple of hours, because we all know there's nothing worse than that. Get into bed the same time every night, that's key. So again, we're thriving on routine is the motto. Avoid caffeine. It takes the body 4 to 6 hours to break down half of our caffeine intake. So if we're having tea or coffee late afternoon or into the evening, again, it's going to be a trigger to stay awake. And also if you're drinking something really hot or really cold, that can be triggers for the bladder. So you might notice that you're up a little bit more during the night time, going to the loo. Expose yourself to bright sunlight every morning. So like this morning, it's still sunny out there now. It's that feel good factor. When I seen the sun this morning, I was like, brilliant. Even though it was a little bit cold this morning, it's that natural feel good, and obviously vitamin D is really good for our mood. Like the Sunday was a really dark day, as we know, and it was raining, and I came down, and that for me is a trigger. It triggers my mood. I get quite depressed with the dark weather. And it's also a trigger for eating for me. And again, I'm just being really brutally honest here. So usually on days like that, I turn on all the lights, I turn on all the lamps, and Sam would say it's like Blackpool in here. It doesn't matter about electricity bill, because for me, I'm looking after my mental health. So you have to do what's right for you, but where we can get natural sunlight, throw the curtains, throw the windows, throw everything open, and just let that soak in. Get out of bed at the same time in the morning, that's also key. So yes, it's nice to have a lie on, but again, we thrive on structure. If we're getting up late or eating is later, that's a trigger then to stay up late, and then the next day we're kind of dragging our heels and we're back on that rat run again. And you will feel better once you have like same time going to bed every night and same time every morning that you get up. You'll actually notice that you feel much better in yourself, and your days are much more productive. And number 2 then is maintain your regular routine. So it's really important to keep structure and keep routine. When things feel out of control, your body may produce an abundance of the stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, which are really, really dangerous to the body. It's like the body having a fuse board. So when things just spiral out of control, that foggy brain that we get, we need to get back into control and not let those hormones run amok, because that's again a knock-on. Hormones is a trigger for eating. That cortisol hormone will usually turn to the foods that we like, that emotional eating. So maintain a regular routine is really, really key. We thrive on routine as much as we hate it or being on the clock. Day are the days that we do much better. Number 3 then is up your physical activity. So rev it up a gear this week. Helps reduce stress. So when you're out in nature, you might smell someone after cutting the grass. You smell the different flowers. Even smell, the heat when the sun is on your skin, and all that is a natural stress reliever, believe it or not. And it does help reduce stress. Also a feel good factor. So when you're out walking, I probably never walked as much in my life as I am now at Riyadh in the pram, but you see houses, you see gardens, you see curtains, say it's a nice house. You take it more than we're in the car and we're like zombies just driving along. But you take it in, and it is a feel good factor being out and about. So walking is your best form, but do try and up the gear on that and rev it up this week out your physical activity. Number 4 then is refrain self-talk. Obviously negative self-talk. Stress triggers negative thoughts. So when we're stressed, we're very quick to browbeat ourselves and put ourselves down. So like that, we could say, I'm brutal, I'm after having an Easter egg, the scale's going up, my clothes getting tight, I missed me way, and all that can be in that mix there, and it's quite negative, and it's a spiral. It's a downward spiral for me. There's nothing positive about that. So refrain from that negative self-talk. When someone gives you a compliment that your hair is nice, that's a nice top, nice runners, thank you. Not, oh, I washed it today, or they're an old pair, or different things. We're very quick to get the onus off ourselves. Number 5 then is avoid emotional isolation. We've all been isolated during lockdowns, and people that were quite outgoing, you might notice that they're now a little bit recluse. we don't seem to be able to interact as well as what we did, because obviously we weren't able to do it for a while. So push the boundaries out this week, get out of your comfort zone. So really what we're encouraging this week is to send a text. It could be a video call, it could be a FaceTime, it could be walking your neighbour's dog, it could be checking in an elderly neighbour, going with your friend to lunch, going out for dinner, whatever that case may be. But that emotional isolation, when we're isolated, we come in ourselves, obviously, and then we don't really see the wood for the trees. It's a trigger to eat, and then we're running and hiding rather than facing the music and facing people. So emotional isolation can be a very lonely place. So I want us just to try and get out of that. We're hiding behind masks still. So again, that can be an isolation, and it really has affected this generation. You know, even kids that are meant to start secondary school and different things, they haven't met their peers and different things because they haven't have that social interaction. We are sociable people, and we need people. You know yourself, when you have a chat with a girlfriend or a sister or your mum or whatever it is, you can be talking for hours, and time is of no factor. And again, that's that feel good factor. Number 6 then is sidestep stress eating. So just to watch the stress eating, as we all answered in the class, when we eat when we're stressed, it doesn't solve the problem. It actually adds to the problem momentarily. Yes, it's brilliant, but then 5 seconds later, it's like, what am I after doing? So really just to sidestep that, tackle what's causing stress, what's causing the emotion, whether it's happy or sad or angry, tackle head on what that emotion is. The second post then, reduce stress. There's all different points there. I want you to find something for you. It looks like I'm just going to have to record a quick little second video, just bear with me.